This video is for numbers 3 and 4 from the Chapter 8, Section 1 practice. The directions read, sketch the graph of the polynomial. You'll see number 3, we've got y equals an x minus 4 times an x minus 1 squared times an x plus 3. To do this, remember we need to first identify what degree we're dealing with and what roots we'll have. Each of these is a factor, remember, so we have x minus 4. When it's in factored form, the root for that would be x equals positive 4. You have x minus 1 squared, right? So that one would get us x equals 1. And since there's going to be two of those factors, we'll call that a double root. And then we have x plus 3. If we set that equal to 0 and solve it, we would get x equals negative 3. So if we add all those roots together, right now we know that this is going to be a degree of 4. And remember, when you have an even numbered degree, that means the end behaviors are going to be the same. So either up, up, or down, down. And when we look at each of our x terms, if we multiply this together and put it in standard form, this would be a positive x to the fourth, right? This is like y equals a positive x to the fourth if we started multiplying this all out. So therefore, we know that this is going to end up giving us end behaviors that are up, up. So let's go down below here and let's just sketch our x-axis, right? Remember, it's a sketch, so we don't really need a y-axis. Let's plot our root values. On the left side, we should have a negative 3. On somewhere in the middle here, we'll have 1. And then we'll have 4 over on the right side. And it doesn't have to be drawn perfectly to scale. It's fine. Remember, it's a sketch. But your numbers do need to be in the correct order. So our roots, we have x equals 4 and x equals negative 3. Remember, those are single roots, so it's going to pass straight through on those ones, right? It's going to pass straight through those. And our x equals 1 is a double root, and when we have those double roots, we will end up bouncing, right? We do the bounce. So we know that we're going to be starting up and ending up. So just think about a starting point up here and an ending point up here. So I'm going to start there. I'm going to start drawing it. When I get to negative 3, since it's a linear factor, I'm going to go straight through. And then I'm going to bend and come up here. At positive 1, it should bounce. Sorry, it's kind of got a little bit of a delay. And then we're going to go straight through at positive 4. So this is what our graph should look like. Again, I apologize for the delay. I don't know what's going on. It might be because I'm zoomed in too far. Okay, let's look at number 4. 4 is very similar. Let's first start out by looking at the roots that we would have. Right, if I have y equals a negative x times an x plus 3 squared times an x minus 5, I know with that negative x there, if I set it equal to 0 and solved it, I would get x equals 0. If I took x plus 3 and set it equal to 0 and solved it, we get x equals negative 3. And that one, since there's 2, we'll call that a double root. And then x minus 5, we set it equal to 0 and solve it, we'll get x equals 5. All right, so same thing here, thinking about what is the degree. Well, if we multiplied everything together, we would end up with a y equals negative x to the fourth, right? So if we just multiply each of those initial terms in the front of each of the factors, remember there's 2 here for the x plus 3, we get a negative x to the fourth, which means our degree is 4, and our end behaviors have to be the same. But in this case, since it would be a negative orientation, because of the negative, we're going to be going down, down. So we got to start down, and we got to end down. Or basically, as x decreases, y decreases, and as x increases, y decreases. So let's draw this out here. There's our x-axis. Let's put our root values on. So on the left side, we've got negative 3. We've got 0, and we've got positive 5. I know I'm going to be starting down, and I'm going to end down. On this one, though, as we go through, right, our single roots are x equals 0 and x equals 5. So those are the ones that we're going to pass straight through on those ones. And we have a double root at -3. So that's the one where we take it and we bounce. Right, we're going to bounce off. So we'll start down here, and it looks like we're going to hit -3 first. So we're going to come up and we're going to bounce off at -3. Come back down, and then we're going to curve and we're going to go straight through at 0. And then we're going to come down and go straight through at 5. And this is a sketch of what that graph should look like. So this is 3 and 4 from the Chapter 8, Section 1 practice. If you have additional questions on these ones, please reach out. Or, if you need extra practice, also let me know that too.